On the list first. Well, too fucking bad. It's not like anyone's fucking watching us.
Except my girlfriend.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Damn. Okay.
I send her the link, so she's watching.
Okay. Let me... Okay, I got the list. Okay. Give me a second, then. Okay, I need water.
You just got water.
Kevin, stop fucking lying, bitch.
You literally just got water, like.
That is a lie. Okay.
I mean,
Where am I?
True.
Where am
it's
I?
very much
Where
true.
am I? Where am I gonna go? Should I go in here? Yeah,
And up to you, my dude.
Background looks okay, I guess.
Why are you switching locations?
Because my fucking brother's watching TV upstairs.
Oh.
Okay. We're doing the guys' room, bitch.
Well, it's dark right now. Oh, now it's not.
Does it look dark? Is this dark to you?
No, it's not dark now. It was dark.
Wait!
What are you doing? Oh, no.
This is important, Kevin.
Not the candle.
Light up! Woo! Okay. My hair looks fucking amazing. Okay, let's do this.
All right, we're going to start with your introduction.
Wait, there's like a fucking...
There's a black screen.
What do you mean there's a black... It's a black screen?
No, you were like covering your camera, so it was like a black screen.
Well... Because it was, I suppose?
Yeah.
Okay, you ready? Let's go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Wait, I don't have my phone charged.
Bro.
Wait.
Dude, this is like stuff you're supposed to do before you get onto StreamYard.
I'm back.
All right.
I have a charger with me.
Okay. Are you good?
Wait, where's the USB? There it is. Yo, Kevin, you're being very mean to me, and I don't appreciate that.
I'm just...
I can't even hear you right now. Okay.
Okay, you ready?
I'm sitting on the floor.
All right, there you go.
Wait, that's too close. Oh my god! Okay, I'm ready. Okay. Wait. Yeah, that's better. Okay. God, there's so much shit in here, like, I don't even like... Okay. Alright, wait. Why am I doing... Why am I sitting like this?
Yeah, that's a weird position.
You know what? This is too complicated. No fucking camera.
Bro.
This is too complicated.
The camera placement is not difficult.
Yeah, well, it's not my fucking fault that the moment we start filming, my fucking brother starts fucking watching TV upstairs, like...
You just gotta, like, focus on headroom.
Yeah, I know that, Kevin. Okay, let's just fucking do this.
Okay, go ahead.
Hello, everyone. I'm back, unfortunately. You know, Kevin was just like to me, listen, Caden, I really want to torture my audience again, so can you please come back? And I'm like, of course, Kevin. Anything for you, my friend. But yes, I'm back. We're gonna talk about some films. Of what are we talking about? Like 28 movies or something? Kevin?
I'm still here.
There he is. Wait.
I exited out by mistake.
Kevin!
I exited out.
Kevin!
I'm here.
Oh my god.
I'm here. Hello. Hello.
There you are.
I've been here.
I couldn't hear you.
Okay, well, I exited out by mistake, so it should be good now.
But then why did you? Oh my god. Anyways,
it doesn't end.
Yes. Okay, I'm here. I'm ready to talk about movies. Woo!
Okay, we're gonna start with Possessor.
Yay.
So, Possessor overall, this is a film that I have been interested in for a while now. It's one of those independent films from like it's Neon, I believe, and I watched the trailer for it, and it looks fantastic. This definitely seems like a film that could potentially be something really freaky for sure, especially for the month of October. I think it's a really good way to kick things off for sure. The whole premise of this, where basically you have this assassin that uses technology to like go into other people's bodies, and then the person that she is inhabiting starts to like rebel against her. Seems like a really interesting concept. It's kind of like body horror taken to a different level. And considering it is body horror, it's no coincidence that the person that's directing this movie is the son of David Cronenberg. And it does seem like Brandon Cronenberg is really going to apply a lot of his father's style to the film. And I definitely am very much down for that. I think aesthetically, this looks really great. The cast here is fantastic. Jennifer Jason Leigh, Andrea Riseborough, Christopher Abbott, Sean Bean. Just a really amazing cast overall. I think this has tons of potential to be a really great film. I wish I was able to see it. Unfortunately, it's not on VOD or anything yet, but I am very excited to watch this one for sure. It's already in theaters at the time of us recording this video, but very excited to see this one.
Yeah, no, I've heard that this is a great why do I hear myself?
Hmm?
You put on headphones now, Kevin.
There's no echo.
Okay, well, there was for a split second, okay? And it was definitely on your end, okay?
Okay. Go ahead.
I'm so tired. Anyways, yeah, no, I've heard this is a very, very good film. Um, I know a lot of people in the horror community think this is the best horror film of the year, and that it is really, really good. It has a lot of, like you said, kind of like body horror inspirations too, which obviously, comes from the Cronenberg, style and aesthetic in a sense. And yeah, no, the plot's very interesting, and I can't wait to see this. I know there's a 4K Blu-ray coming out, but is this a PVOD film also?
Yes, there is. It's going to be on VOD in like November, but it's in select
Kevin?
theaters right now. Yeah. Okay. So next up is 2067. Hello?
Bro, you literally just disconnected for like 30 seconds.
On your end, not on my end.
Well, I don't know what to say then.
No, I said it was like it's in select theaters right now, and then it's coming to POVD like in November.
Coolio. Yeah, no, I'm
But it's
definitely
only,
gonna watch this. What?
it's only in select theaters.
Cool. I'm definitely gonna watch this once it's available too.
All right. Next up is 2067. So 2067 overall, this is another one of those films that kind of came out of nowhere for me. I didn't really know too much about it. And at least from the trailer, it really doesn't seem like anything that great. It seems very much like a film that would be on VOD, pandemic or not. Cody Smith-McPhee is a good actor. I think he can give a really strong performance here for sure. But aside from that, it just seems like a very run-of-the-mill sci-fi film where Earth's air is like unbreathable, and so they got to send some man like back in time to try to like save everything, and it just doesn't seem particularly interesting. There's nothing about this film that is really grabbing me, and that's really the thing that is hindering it for me. Is it just seems very generic overall. Just don't really have a ton to say about this one.
Yeah, no, I mean some of the visuals in it look kind of, all right, but besides that, I mean, I'm not really that interested in this film in all honesty. Just nothing about it besides some of the cool looking visuals and, colorfulness of it. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't really interest me that much, which, but maybe it's a good film, but
Yeah. All right. Next is Do Not Reply. Okay, so Do Not Reply overall. This is one of the many horror films that we're going to be talking about. Obviously, it's October. There's a lot of horror stuff coming out. And honestly, this one definitely seems like one of the lesser of the ones we're talking about. I think there's a lot of potential with this concept for sure. The idea that this girl is kind of lured in by this guy and she has to change up her appearance and things like that, literally calling herself by a different name, having to like give herself like a wig and things like that. The problem for me is that it just looks really cheesy and over the top, and it doesn't seem like it's being done in a very authentic manner. It seems like this is one of those messages that is very much muddled, and it seems like it's one of those films where they're trying to kind of overcompensate it's for its message, which again, it's a good message, but just the way that it goes about it, it just doesn't seem that interesting to me. It seems very much like a throwaway horror film that we've seen 1,000 times before. I mean, the performances don't look all that bad, but aside from that, like, it just doesn't really intrigue me all that much. I feel like we've seen this premise done better before, and it just doesn't seem like it's going to have all that much to offer.
Yeah, no, it just from reading the plot, it kind of sounds like, in a way, it's like your typical like psychomaniac film that's
Yeah.
also trying to be like Vertigo at the same time. I don't know. I mean, it's a fine idea, obviously. But like I don't know, it just looks kind of meh.
Yeah, so 12-hour shift. This is one that I actually am kind of interested in. I think the premise of this film seems like it could be a lot of fun, kind of like a fun sort of horror comedy where you have this woman at her shift and then these bodies start to pile up. And so she kind of goes on this heist mission of sorts to find this replacement kidney. And it seems like it could get very bloody and gory, but also, again, seems like it's going to have a bit of levity to it. And that's something that I definitely do enjoy. The cast here seems like they're going to be a lot of fun. And I'm definitely interested in this one. I feel like this is a good release for October. It seems like one of those where, like, if you're searching on VOD and you don't really know what to watch, you can stumble across this film. And it seems like it will deliver. I'm not like hyped out of my mind or anything, but it does seem like it could overall be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it sounds like it can be kind of like a fun, sort of like kind of in a way like a creative kind of like, bit of a silly horror film that has some, kind of freaky-ish or, grotesque imagery, and that
Yeah.
can be a good time. You got the legend, David Arquette in this film, from masterpieces like Eight-Legged Freaks and horrible stuff like Scream. But it's so that's cool. But yeah, no, good cast. It sounds like it can be like, kind of like a maybe a good, fun night. So yeah.
Wow, this one, Then Came You. This is one that, there's films that come out every month and you're like, what the hell is this? And I saw a trailer for this one, like in front of some movie I was watching, and it looked like it was like a very brief, like 30-second thing, like Then Came You, the Fathom event. I'm like, what the hell is this? And
Ooh, the
seeing the
Fathom
trailer,
event.
what?
The Fathom event. The Fathom event. It's a real fancy film.
Oh yeah, yeah. But seeing the trailer, yeah, this looks pretty bad for sure. I mean, I don't know what you would expect from a film like with a screenplay from Kathy Lee Gifford. It seems really dumb. You have this premise where this woman is like, she's a widow and she's developing this friendship with like this guy in Scotland, and I don't know, this just seems really boring to me. I do like Craig Ferguson, but aside from that, it seems like he's going to be the only real like bright spot of this film. There's a lot of stuff in this film that just already is very cringy. The idea of her keeping like her husband's ashes in a box of chocolates, things like that, just really fucking stupid overall. It just seems like a really dumb comedy and not really something that I have really any interest in watching whatsoever.
Well, I gotta give it up to Kathy Lee, Gifford. She's gone from stuff like Handy Mandy to Sharknado to this. I really gotta give it up to her, man. I mean, talk about
Oh yeah, she's
versatility.
doing some amazing stuff.
Talk about versatility. Um, Yeah, no, I don't know anything about this movie, but I gotta say this poster is just divine, like mwah. But yeah, I'm reading the plot too, and it just sounds like something that I feel like my mom would like. So hopefully my mom would like it. I don't know, not trying to be mean to my mom. You know,
Oh no,
it's
same. That's
fine.
how I felt
It's
too.
yeah, it's fine that they like these movies. I just don't get it.
Yeah, no, this is not at all in our wheelhouse.
Yeah, no, Kevin, because I like to be fucking depressed. I don't
Yeah.
like to be happy.
Yeah, no, we don't want any positive films. We just need
Nah, nah,
we
fuck
just need
that.
constant depression and just like melodrama because it needs to correlate with the state of the world. The state of the world, everything is shitty. So our movies we watch, everything needs to be shitty.
Yeah, no, I'm up after this. I'm about to go do my eighth triple feature of Antichrist Solo and a Siberian film. It's gonna be fucking great.
Mm.
Hmm.
All right, yeah, go for that.
Hell yeah.
All right, so Vampires versus the Bronx. This is a film that, yes, has been out for a little bit, but again, because we're doing this a little bit later, it's came out on October 2nd, and we're talking about it now. I still haven't seen this film, and I think it looks like a lot of fun overall. It's an interesting way to not only do something different with the vampire genre because it's been done a lot of times before, but also kind of shed light on gentrification and all that kind of stuff. And it seems like it's going to do a really good job with that. The style to this film seems like it's very much there. The cast seems like they're going to do a really good job. All of the young actors for sure seem like they're going to be real standouts in this. And overall, I'm just excited for this one. I think this looks like a really fun Netflix film, but also could have some really insightful messages in there. And I think overall could definitely be one of the best films of October for sure.
Yeah, no, it sounds like it's a fun film. I know what it kind of reminds me of just from reading what it's kind of about in a way.
What?
It sort of reminds me of what was that Disney Channel thing? Like girl, like I was kissed by a vampire or something like that.
I used to love that film. Mom's Got Date with a Vampire. Yeah.
Something like that. I
I
don't
used
know. It
to
kind
love
of
that
reminds me
movie.
something like that, but it sounds a bit different, obviously. But I don't know. It sounds like it could be very entertaining. I know it's already out, but yeah.
So spontaneous overall. Look, there are a lot of films that we are talking about here. This is easily one of the ones that right off the bat just really had me hooked in. I mean, the premise of this film seems so much fun where you have these, you have this romance blossoming between Catherine Langford and Charlie Plummer. But while it's all going on, they're trying to go through a pandemic, but not the pandemic that we're going through. It's pandemic where everyone's heads are like spontaneously just like combusting in front of them. And it seems like it's going to be a lot of fun in that way, where basically they have to try to navigate and survive the world. And it just seems like a film that is going to be really wacky, really fun. Langford and Plummer seem like they have really good chemistry here for sure. All of the acting looks really great. And the director's not one that I'm overly familiar with, but it seems like he definitely has a very specific style. And I'm excited to see what he does with this film. I've heard really good things about it overall, and I'm definitely excited. This one, like I said, really took me by surprise, but I think it looks like a lot of fun for sure.
Yeah, this movie sounds great. Everyone knows that regardless of how I feel about the show, I'm a fan of Catherine Langford. I think she's great in what I've seen her in, like for Reasons Why and stuff.
Yeah.
So and she was also great in like stuff like Knives Out and some of the other, stuff that she's done outside of, her like really like focused on, stuff and for Reasons Why. But so I'm definitely gonna watch it just for that. Also love Simon.
Yes, that too.
But yeah, no, and
Oh, and Endgame.
and the
The best
rest.
performance from her is definitely an Endgame.
Yeah, we don't talk about that, Kevin. But but yeah, I want to watch this. I might rent this honestly because it sounds like something that's kind of up my alley. Like I do like my romance films, and adding exploding heads and combusting. You know what, bro? Fuck it. Sounds like my cup of tea, man. It really connects with my soul, Kevin. Like it just like it feels like a warm blanket, on Christmas morning.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't know why I got so deep into that, but yes.
You know what? You got to say something meaningful about each of these. So, you might as
I am
well.
Kevin, I'm going into great detail so far, okay?
Yes, yes. Cool. All right, so Save Yourselves overall. This is another one that really kind of came out of nowhere for me, but I think looks like a lot of fun. Having this couple where they unplug their phones and they're trying to reconnect with each other, but in reality, the planet is like falling under attack. Again, it's a premise we've seen done well before, but the thing that seems like is really going to elevate it is the main two actors, Sunita Mani and John Paul Reynolds. They seem like they're going to carry it very well. And overall, I think it just looks like a lot of fun. It's another good, like, sort of sci-fi horror film in October, and it seems like it could be another fun one to watch for sure.
But Kevin, I'm done watching movies about people who live in Brooklyn. Okay, I'm done with it. So I don't want to watch this. In all seriousness, yeah, no, this movie, it could be good, it could be bad. I don't know anything about this movie besides the thing I just read on IMDb about it. So, I'm
Wow.
the guy to go to for your recommendations. But yeah, I hope it's good. I don't know why I'm laughing. Yeah.
So The Lie, this is the first, as I said, of the Amazon Prime horror films that they're doing from Blumhouse. This is the first one. It's already come out. And look, before I saw this trailer, it was the one that I was most interested in. But I got to be honest, after watching the trailer, it's now the one that I am least interested in because I think there is definitely something good here from the premise where it's like, you have this man and his wife and they're trying to cover up like what their teenage daughter did. The problem, and you have a good cast in like Joey King, Muriel Enos, and Peter Skarsgård. The problem is the way this film is executing it. It seems very cheesy and very lifetimey, and just doesn't really seem like something that is really going to hook me in all that much. And unfortunately, I've heard it's just not a very good film at all. It seems very melodramatic. It seems like they're not really taking this to its full potential, and it just looks very disappointing. I like Joey King a lot, but in terms of film, she just has not been impressing me with what she's been doing, and it doesn't seem like this is going to be all that different. I think this is a film where there is potential, but it just doesn't seem like it's being fully utilized at all. It's also very weird to have in with all these other horror films because it very much does not seem like a horror film. It seems way more just like a psychological thriller of sorts, and it just doesn't really feel like it fits in with the other films here. But whatever, it's coming out, and I don't know. It just doesn't really seem like it's going to do it for me at all.
Well, I love the cast, but I think the plot sounds really interesting. But I haven't seen the trailer, to be fair. But if it's on Amazon Prime, then I might check it out. But I do really like the cast, and I think it does sound interesting. But I have not seen any footage from it. To be fair, like Mr. Falk here has, and he's saying
Yeah.
it don't look too good. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. But it does sound interesting.
All right. So Black Box, on the other hand, this one I think actually does look pretty good. I think the premise here seems really interesting, where it's kind of like a Twilight Zone type premise, where you have this guy, he loses his wife and memory in a car accident, and so he goes under this experimental treatment, but it causes him to really kind of question who he is. And I think this looks really good. Mamadou Athie and Felicia Rashad, I think both of them look like they're going to do a really good job here. It seems like visually this film could be something really interesting, and I'm just overall excited to see how this one does turn out. Definitely seems like it fits more in line with what they're trying to do with these Amazon Blumhouse films than the previous film we just talked about. This one definitely intrigues me more.
Oh my God, I'm reading the plot right now.
Very well prepared.
I was reading something about Big Brother, Kevin.
Oh no!
Um,
Wait, Big Brother's still on? I didn't know this. I thought that show
you
got canceled.
you just retweeted something about it like a half hour ago.
I thought it ended like after like the first 2 weeks when I stopped reviewing it. It didn't stop after that.
Nope. Um, yeah, no, this one sounds really interesting, actually. Yeah, Blumhouse.
You're trying. You're trying. I appreciate it. I
Listen,
appreciate the effort.
listen. It's not that I didn't want to prepare for this, but like I just don't really like watching trailers. I don't know why. I just
Even though you
don't.
did last month, but okay, and that sounds
Oh
kind of
shit, we're
productive.
talking about Charm City Kings next. I know this one. I've seen the
Yes.
trailer for the. I have seen the trailer for this one.
Okay. So Charm City Kings, this is a film that I have been endlessly awaiting for a long time. In fact, something really funny is that I was supposed to see this back in theaters in like April. I literally got a notification for it, even though the theater closed. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to see that. Didn't think I was going to see this film for a long time, but thankfully it's coming on to HBO Max. And similar to another film that we talk about, I think this is definitely the right kind of film for them. Overall seems like it's going to be really interesting. You know, you have this character wanting to join this biker group of sorts, and you know, it's kind of like how he goes about it. It seems like it's going to be a really good coming of age film, and I've heard amazing things about this film. I've heard people go as far as to say like Meek Mill is Oscar worthy here, and that it's going to be a really hard earned drama. And I'm excited to see how this turns out. Definitely, it's a film that I've waited a long time for. I hope it very much does deliver. And Barry Jenkins is actually involved with the story as well, so that also has me very intrigued. And overall, I'm just really excited to see how this turns out, and hope it does very much live up to the hype, because I've been excited for this one for a long time.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited for this one. They showed the trailer for this during, I think, the Western Conference Finals during the NBA playoffs, and
Okay.
I watched the whole thing when it was on, like in the commercial break, and I was like, wow, like, and then I didn't even know it was an HBO Max original at the time, but I'm like, this looks really good. It sort of has that like gritty, like I guess like suburban type kind of feel to it, but also kind of having that lively sort of like innocent like child kind of feel to it, like that kind of like, you know, like energeticness also, but you know, being very like grounded in like reality when it seems. The people involved in this are very talented. You know, I as much as I love Barry Jenkins as a director, I think he's an even better screenwriter and story writer, like, and you know, writing screenplay writer. So like hearing he's involved with the story is very exciting, because he's one of my favorite screenwriters, or just people who works like in terms of stories today. And yeah, no, I like the cast a lot. Obviously, you know, Meek Mill is in this, which is pretty interesting. I'm excited to see how he is, as I do like his music, and I think he's a very inspirational figure in terms of like social justice and stuff. And yeah, no, I'm very much looking forward to this. You know, finally, Kevin, there's one film I have actual things to say about. You know,
I
isn't
don't think
that
it'll be the only one. I think there's other ones you'll surprise yourself with.
that is true, but yeah, no, I am looking forward to this. I'm definitely gonna watch this.
I don't think this next one you have a lot to say though. I mean, we'll get
What's it called?
the Doorman.
The fuck is this?
So the Doorman. Look, this is one of those films that, you know, we're in a time where there isn't a lot coming out. There's a lot of films that should have come to theaters and didn't. And then there's those films that feel like they'd be on VOD no matter what. The Doorman, absolutely, just from the trailer alone, checks off every single one of those boxes as a film that just feels like it should be on VOD. First of all, everything about this looks so generic. You have Ruby Rose as like a Marine, and she's battling like all these like mercenaries and shit, and like they're trying to like destroy her apartment. A very simple premise, but it also just seems like it's one of those films that came out in like the late 90s or early 2000s or something. It doesn't really seem like it's really anything that special. And I've also gone on about it long enough. Ruby Rose is just not an actress that I'm a fan of very much at all. I don't think that she's very talented. A lot of the time she gives a very similar performance for me, and I just don't think that she can carry a film like this all that well. I don't think she's going to really do much to elevate it. Jean Reno as well doesn't seem like he's going to do much to elevate it either. I mean, I like Jean Reno as an actor, but like doesn't really seem like he's doing much here. This just seems like such a generic action film to me, and it's one of those films where I don't think we'd be talking about it if we weren't in this situation right now. But because we are, we're talking about it, and it's coming out, and go nuts, I guess. I don't really have much to say. It looks pretty dumb.
Yeah, no disrespect to anyone who worked on this, but like I have literally no interest in watching this. It just kind of just sounds very whatever to me, honestly. And yeah, I mean, it's not so much the fact that like we've seen plots like this before. It's more so just like the execution of it and like the visualness and like that fucking poster. Like nothing about it like interests me. Like it just looks like such a fucking like whatever type of experience. So yeah.
All right. Now, this next one, Yellow Rose, that we're talking about, I actually can't fairly say much about because I literally just saw it at the time of us recording.
Wow! You're cheating, Kevin! You're cheating!
I just saw it in theaters because you don't really get the opportunity to see things in theaters these days, and I wanted to support this film. And all I will say is that definitely check out this film if you haven't. I think it's, I'll wait for my review and things like that, but it's definitely a very impactful film that I enjoyed quite a bit. And I'm going to turn over to Caden, even though I don't think he has much to say.
All I have to say is that I cannot believe this, Kevin. You cheated, bitch. You watched
I've done this before. This is not the first time.
You want to know something, Kevin? I don't care.
The difference is y'all had shit to say then. You don't have shit to say now.
Whoa! I legit have no idea what this movie's about besides the fact it deals with country music, so that's all I have to say. Apparently it's good according to Kevin, so go see it.
Yes.
Wow.
That was really funny. This next one you might have actually heard about.
Oh, finally. What is it?
The 40-year-old version overall. This is a film that I heard a lot about for a while. Coming out of Sundance, I remember a lot of people were talking about it, and it looks really good. It seems like one of those films that is going to do a really good job of showing what it means to be in, the main character's sort of position, someone who is Black and is 40 and isn't really that well respected. So she tries to like reinvent herself, and it seems like it's going to be really great. Radha Blank is not an actress that I'm overly familiar with, but just the fact that she is directing it and writing it and starring in it is a real commitment for sure. It shows that she has a lot of passion behind this, and I'm excited to see how this film really does turn out. It seems like it could potentially be really funny, but also just be very insightful. And I've heard nothing but amazing things about this film. I'm very happy that this is going to Netflix. I always talk about how there are certain types of films that Netflix should acquire, and I think this is definitely one of them. Just overall, this is a film that I'm very much hyped for, and I think hopefully lives up to the hype, because I've heard nothing but amazing things about it.
Yeah, no. I really want to see this movie. I think it sounds great. I've been hearing a lot of hype for it, and the story just sounds very, very interesting, and something that I think a lot of people can relate to. And because I just think it sounds really good, and regardless of some of the kind of questionable content they have put out. Around this time, Netflix usually does put out a lot of really good like award season content.
Yes.
So, this is one of those ones that I think we should all keep an eye out for.
For sure. So, Evil Eye overall, this is one of the last of it's not the last one. There is one more after this, but it is one of the Amazon Blumhouse releases. And me personally, out of the four, this is the one that I'm for sure the most intrigued in. I mean, just the premise alone, where you have this girl and she's dating this guy but the parents are very overprotective and you're not entirely sure why. And it's not just that they're overprotective, it's that the mother kind of senses that this guy might be connected to someone that murdered like someone in her family like 20 years ago. Like, this just seems like something that I'm gonna eat the fuck up. This seems very Hitchcockian in that way. It seems like it's gonna be a very thrilling film. The cast here looks incredible for sure. And just this definitely seems like the kind of film that I think Blumhouse should definitely sink their teeth into, something that they do very much excel at. And like I said, I'm a lot of the Amazon Blumhouse ones, like I'm conflicted on how to feel. This is definitely the one that I'm most excited for. I think this looks really damn good for sure.
Wait, what are we talking about?
Evil Eye.
Okay, IMDb, here I come.
I just explained what it's about.
I'm watching the Buccaneers and Bears game.
What? The what?
The Buccaneers and Bears game.
I don't
Okay.
give a fuck.
Okay, well, I do. Okay, I think it sounds pretty interesting. The thing I'm getting from these Blumhouse and Amazon stuff is like it definitely has like a mystery type of kind of theme to it, which those are kind of like some of like my really favorite types of films. And I really like it. It sounds like it's a bit out there also, which I like. And I mean it could be really good. So I might check them out honestly, these Blumhouse ones, because they sound like they kind of have like a vary in style, but they could be good for the spooky season.
I'd be down to watch them with you for sure. We should like try to like marathon them all because there's 4 of them.
I'm no longer watching them then.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Yeah, man, we can do it though.
All right. Yeah, I'd be down for that.
Yeah, me too.
So this is the time where there's a lot of spooky type films coming out, but then for every spooky film, you also have like these really dumb like family Halloween films, and A Babysitter's Guide to Monster Hunting definitely seems like it fits that billing for sure. This just looks so stupid in every way possible. I mean, the second that the trailer started out and I heard the kid from A Wrinkle in Time, I was like, oh no, not this again. We're not doing this. And unfortunately, it did not get better from there. This really just seems like a rejected like Nickelodeon movie of sorts. It doesn't really seem like, I mean, I will say I do like some of the cast here. Obviously, I like Tom Felton. I like Una Lawrence, India Moore from Pose. There are some good actors in here, but everything about it just seems very Disney Channel, Nickelodeon-esque to me. The premise alone, where it's like the babysitter's got to track down the child that's been abducted by monsters. It's a very simple premise. We've seen it done 1,000 times before, and it just seems like a movie that like I'm going to be forced to watch with like maybe the person I'm on with right now and a couple other people that are in this. I feel like that's the kind of movie this is, and that's really all I got to say about it.
Wow, damn, Kevin. Okay. This movie, it's really up my alley. I'm extremely excited, as you can hear in my voice. Looks just as great as that. I don't know.
Girl versus Monster.
It really sounds like a Nickelodeon or Disney Channel movie. But it's Netflix, so maybe it's a bit more higher budget. I don't fucking know. It fucking sounds stupid.
Yeah, it is. Oh, here's a bonus though, Caden. It is from the director of Freddy's Dead, so there's that.
Oh, really? Wait, what's her name?
Rachel Talalay.
Yeah, I mean she's a good director, so maybe it's good. I don't know.
I just looked at it now, so I guess there's some there's some excitement there, I guess, but
I mean Freddy's Dead is a very underrated film, so I mean
it is one of the best comedies of all time.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, maybe it is good then. Who knows?
All right, so Honest Thief, this is a film that I really didn't know much about at all. I especially did not realize that this is a film that is actually coming to theaters in Dolby Cinema, no less. And I don't know. I mean, it looks like a Liam Neeson movie. That's the best way to sum it up. It's Liam Neeson. He's formerly a bank robber, but like he's trying to like leave that behind, but he's being chased by like police officers, and his girlfriend is Kate Walsh, and she's like caught up in it, and he's trying to not get her involved. I don't know. This just seems like every Liam Neeson film we've seen. I mean, look, I'll say this. It'll be cool to see this film in theaters, because it's been a while since I've seen a film like this in theaters, besides like Tenet and things like that. But even that wasn't like, you know, it wasn't like specially formatted. It was just like it was like XD or something like that. But as a film, it just doesn't seem like it's going to intrigue me much at all. I do like the cast here. I think it's definitely a solid cast, and maybe it could potentially be good. You know, the director behind it hasn't really done much of anything that I've seen that really intrigues me that much. But again, the fact that I can see a film in theaters with a really good, you know, with like Liam Neeson and Kate Walsh and Robert Patrick and Anthony Ramos and Jai Courtney, like, you know, I guess I'm excited, but it looks pretty whatever. However, it was shot in Worcester, Massachusetts, Caden. So I guess get excited for it for that reason alone.
Wait, this movie was shot in Worcester?
Yes, it was.
And Worcester?
Yeah, and
what's it called? What's it called?
Thief. Honest Thief.
Let me look at some of the images.
It says the film set in Boston was shot in and around Worcester, Massachusetts.
Oh shit! The fucking mom from 13 Reasons Why is also in it, and
yeah, Kate Walsh.
Yeah, Kate Walsh. Oh, this movie actually has a pretty good cast. I mean, I don't know if the movie's gonna be good, but it has a pretty good cast.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna go see it, but you know, maybe it's good.
You want to see it in Dolby Cinema?
I'm not. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna risk getting Corona for Liam Neeson, bro.
Yes.
You know, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying.
So, Two Hearts overall, this is another one of those movies that I didn't really know much of anything about. I went to see a film called Words on Bathroom Walls, which I will eventually be reviewing in a catch-up review of sorts. But I went to see that. They played the trailer for this film, and it looked exactly what I expected it to be. This film looks all kinds of cheesy and just corny and dumb, and I'm just not really into it. Look, I will say this. I appreciate the fact that Justin Baldoni cares a lot about, like, you know, oh wait, that's a different film I'm thinking of. There's another film he's directing that okay, so it does look very cheesy and corny and things like that, and it just doesn't really seem like it's going to do much of anything. I mean, it's another one of those films where you have this college student and like everything's going great, but then he ends up collapsing and he has like some terminal illness or some shit. I don't know. And there's like another side story going on with like this Cuban exile and him falling for this like flight attendant. It just looks so fucking corny. Like, we've seen this done so many times before. Jacob Elordi, again, I'm trying to like him more. I'm starting to like him more because he was so good in Euphoria, but it seems like everything else that he does isn't even remotely close to the level of that film, and it definitely doesn't seem like this is either. I mean, like, there are points where he's charming, but then there are points where he's like, I'll admit, I'm really happy about what's going on. And he sounds very robotic, like he does in the Kissing Booth. So, like, I don't know. I really don't know. I think this film just looks really cheesy and stupid, and I'm just not really that excited for it. The only reason I'm going to go see it is because there's nothing else to see. But whatever, Two Hearts. Look forward to it, I guess. I don't know.
Well, all I have to say about this is that poster, amazing.
Yeah.
I legit have nothing to say.
All right, so Clouds, this is the Disney Plus exclusive film of the month. And as expected, as per the course with a lot of Disney Plus films, it doesn't really look all that great. I mean, look, I will say this. I appreciate the fact that Justin Baldoni cares a lot about, you know, cancer patients and their stories and things like that. I think that's I think that's a very important thing to do. But I'm very worried that his last film, 5 Feet Apart, this is going to be very similar to that. It's going to get very hokey. It's going to get very unintentionally funny very quickly. And I hope that's not the case, because we do actually have a solid cast here. Sabrina Carpenter, Madison Eisman, Nev Campbell, Lil Rel Howery, a really good cast overall. And I like what the film is going for, that it's like this guy that wants to be a musician and he's doing everything he can before he dies. And this is based on a true story. Zach Sobek was a real person. I think that the film is going to do a good job with that. I don't know. It just still looks very cheesy to me. It doesn't seem like it's being done in a manner that is really all that interesting overall. I hope it's one of the better Disney Plus films, because a lot of them I just have not really been a big fan of. And I hope this one does surprise me, but I'm not putting too much stock into it. It doesn't really look like anything that great.
Well, I mean, I do appreciate Disney making a more serious film, obviously.
Yes.
Because this kind of seems like something more like Fox would do.
It was supposed to be Warner Brothers, actually, and then Disney somehow got a hold of it.
I see. Well, I mean, I appreciate them doing something like this. It's a lot more, important, I guess, in terms of, content that, we should be watching, But, I mean, I don't really know. I mean, I haven't seen the trailer, but, I'm not really sure, if it's something I'm, like, gonna go out of my way to watch or anything. Like, no disrespect, to the story, any of the real people involved or anything. It's just, like, I don't know. Just, like, from what I'm, like, seeing of it, I don't know. Just nothing about it really feels like, like a portrayal of this that, like, is, like, oh, like, this is, like, a really, like, important portrayal of, like, this specific issue. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, because, like, I've seen a lot of films that, like, tackle these issues, and a lot of films, you can tell which ones I feel like are the ones that are going to, like, really handle it, well, so, yeah.
Yeah. All right, here we go, Caden. The least anticipated one of the entire month.
Oh, God. What's this?
Here we are again, after we collided. Look, I don't know why this film needs to be a thing. I really don't. I understand the first one left off on this ridiculous cliffhanger that just didn't need to happen, but...
Oh, shit, is this the sequel? Yes!
Yes, the sequel. And this...
Oh, fuck, I should have watched the trailer for this. I didn't... Fuck!
I mean, you can watch the trailer quickly.
Fuck it, I'm watching it right in front of you. Hang on. IMDb, Let's do this thing. I'm very excited.
I was saving up for college.
The fuck? No, IMDb. Fuck your ads. I have YouTube Premium. Where is this?
Fuck your ass.
No, I said fuck the ads.
Oh.
Ooh, screaming in the thumbnail. Kino check! Yeah, open the door!
Pardon? You have two options here. You fuck me, or you leave. You decide.
Oh, damn! Oh, whoa! It's getting steamy, literally.
I didn't know what I was doing from kissing that guy. Blind Tessa would never kiss a stranger. There is no you're Tessa anymore.
Whoa, god damn! Damn, bro. Kevin, I don't know if I can handle this. It might be too emotionally intense for me. Oh! Yes, sir. Yes. Y'all, that movie is going to be a fucking masterpiece. No, Kevin, I'm going right now. Listen, y'all. You see, it's going to have some legit steamy sex, and it's going to have them hallway arguments that get so aggressive and so engaging and so enthralling, bro. And, bro, the fucking acting looks like it's just fucking A1 yet again, man. Bro, I am fucking ready. I'm fucking ready for that Pretty Much It commentary track. Like, I'm fucking ready, bro. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, I hate to I hate to be the,
don't you dare, Kevin. I know it looks amazing also.
I hate to suck the fun out of everything, but this just looks so bad. It really does.
Come on.
Similar to the first film. I mean, literally the trailer is quite literally they fuck, then they fight. They fuck, then they fight. Then there's the fucking, then there's more fighting, and it's just an endless cycle. And it's like, what else is this film going to consist of? What else are they doing here?
Kevin, do you not wait, Kevin, I gotta interrupt you quickly. Do you not understand the complexity to the line? It's either you fuck me or you gotta leave. Like, do you not understand how deep and metaphorical and beautiful and whimsical of a line that is?
Literally the only thing they're adding to this film is more sex scenes, which is why this one's R. Yeah.
Wait, this one's R? This one's rated R?
Yes, it is.
Oh my god!
It's not that exciting. But yeah, everything about this just looks really fucking stupid. The relation between these two was so toxic in the first one. It's another one of those things where, like, why do these two keep staying together? But they got to keep them together because it's made by a fucking 14-year-old on Wattpad, as I've said like 1,000 times before. Dylan Sprouts is now in this one. I don't know what the hell he's gonna
Yes, my boy, Dylan!
Yeah, I guess we'll see what happens. But look, I've gone on about it long enough. This just looks stupid. I'm not at all excited.
Wait a minute. What if for the third one they also get Cole Sprouse? So it's like she has to pick between like these two guys that are like the same people, but she doesn't know which one.
There's 2 more on the way.
Bro, we gotta get that happen. Get Cole Sprouse's agent on the phone.
There's 2 more on the way.
Right
we have After We Fell and After Ever Happy. So
fuck their modeling careers. We need this.
I guess look forward to both of them. This looks dumb. It's easily my least anticipated of the whole year, of the whole year. And I'm very much dreading it for sure, because the first one was all kinds of unbearable.
I'm so excited, even though I hated the first one. This one looks fucking horrible, but let's fucking go.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be great.
Yo, for real, this one looks like even worse. Like, holy shit.
Literally, the trailer is just them fucking and fighting.
Like, people say, like, 50 Shades of Grey is really toxic. Like, it is, but, like, this is, like, just as toxic.
Oh, it is. And the only reason why, again, it's written that way is because it was written by a fucking 14-year-old.
Wow, damn. Hating on the 14-year-olds. Hating on the 14-year-olds, Kevin. God damn.
It was a Harry Styles fan fiction. That's all it was. It was a Harry Styles fan fiction.
What if they get Harry Styles for the sequel?
My friend will go nuts, but that's about it.
Oh my god, Harry, get on the phone with your agent.
Good stuff. Keep him in good stuff. He's got some good.
Fuck your album. Fuck your tour. Fuck your fucking Olivia Wilde movie, bro. You gotta do this.
This is not. He has no place in this. No place in this.
Oh, come on.
No place in this at all.
All
right, now we get to what I actually do want to talk about.
Whoa, God! You know what? That's the last straw. I can't do this anymore.
So, Synchronic. I didn't even know this was coming out really until I looked at the films for this month and realized that I was leaving this out. And knowing what this is, I am so excited for this. This is the next film from the directors of a film called The Endless. It's a film that I forgot to I forgot to I forgot to actually do like a full review for, but maybe I finally will because this is coming out. But it was such a innovative and different kind of sci-fi film that we don't normally see. And Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead especially are directors that I have been looking out for ever since then. And Synchronic seems like it's going to be very similar to that. It's a very simple premise where you have like these two paramedics and very quickly their lives are kind of ripped apart because they're noticing all these like deaths that are happening by this like designer drug, and they get caught up in this world. And very similar to The Endless, it seems like it's going to do a really good job of exploring a different part of humanity, exploring, you know, just these two kind of going at each other. And you have a much bigger cast this time around in Jamie Dornan and Anthony Mackie, who seem like they're going to carry the film very well for sure. And I mean, the first film had some actors like, you know, Callie Hernandez, but it does seem like they have upped their budget considerably. So I'm excited to see what they end up doing here. I really love The Endless a lot. And from the looks of it, it definitely seems like this film could be on the level of that. So for sure, one of the most anticipated for the whole month for sure.
Yeah, no, I think this movie sounds really interesting. The talent behind it is really great.
Yeah.
And I might check it out.
All right. So, Friendsgiving overall, I mean, this is basically what you would expect it to be. It's a bunch of actors, basically going to each other's houses. You have Kat Dennings, you have Malin Ankerman, you have Aisha Tyler, and they're trying to celebrate with their close friends for like a Thanksgiving dinner, and it just looks dumb. This really just looks really stupid. It doesn't really seem like it's going to do anything that different. It seems like a very obnoxious comedy, and it's basically what I expected. A lot of these actors I don't even think are particularly all that funny. So that's not great going into this. But then you have a premise which is so surface level and just seems bland. And we get movies like this every single year that are like female led and they're really annoying. And it seems like this is going to be one of them. And I'm not excited for this really at all. This looks annoying.
Wait, what are we talking about?
Friendsgiving.
Oh yeah, I just looked up this movie. Obviously not up my alley, but hopefully the people that want to see this movie that they like it, Kevin. Because that's important.
Yeah, that's what's important at the end of the day.
Fuck yeah.
So, Bad Hair overall. This is a exclusive on Hulu. I believe it's also from Blumhouse. Obviously, it's on Hulu, not on Amazon. But this is a film that I know premiered at Sundance, and people were talking about it then, and it actually looks really good, I think. The premise is one that we have seen before, where this woman is trying to sort of change up her look so it's more like accessible to what society wants. And even though it's the 80s, I feel like that can still be applied for today. But her hair, while at first it's something that she really does appreciate, it starts to kind of turn against her in a sense. And it looks really interesting. I think that it seems like it definitely could have some really good horror elements to it, but also some really good social commentary about appearance and about women's hair and things like that. And I think it definitely does look really good. The cast here is really great for sure. Jay Farrow, Laverne Cox, Vanessa Williams, James Van Der Beek, really strong cast for sure. And I think it could definitely be a really interesting film. I'm definitely interested in this one.
Yeah, no, I think that sounds really good. If this is a Blumhouse on this one, it's probably the one that I'm the most interested in, actually. It sounds really interesting. Yeah, I might check it out with you, Kevin.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, this one I'm gonna have as little to say as you did.
Oh God.
So, Craft Legacy, here's the thing. While I do want to see this film, I really do like the cast behind it for sure. You have actors like, say, Kaylee Spaney or Michelle Monaghan or Lovey Simon. Really good cast for sure. Gideon Adlin as well. I like her as an actress. David Duchovny. I have not watched this trailer, mainly because of the fact that I have not seen the original The Craft, and this is a
wow! What the fuck, Kevin?
It's a sequel to that film, and I haven't seen the original, so I'm not going to watch the trailer. But that being said, I do think this has potential to be really good. It's another Blumhouse film, which is crazy. They're doing so much this month. But it's coming onto VOD. I hope it's good. I hope to enjoy the first one as well, because I've never seen it. Yeah, that's really all I have to say, because I haven't seen the first one.
Kevin, I cannot believe that you have not seen the first Craft movie, just like I haven't seen the first Craft movie. So I also have absolutely nothing to say about this movie besides the fact that people who like the first movie say this one looks good. So yeah, hopefully it's good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
We went into fantastical detail.
What? Oh yeah, we really did.
Yeah.
We only have a few left. I promise. We're almost done.
Oh God, it's okay. It's been fun.
Holidays. Look, I say this every single year in November when we talk about Christmas movies, and I talk about how it's weird and it's unseasonal because I'm not in that time, I'm not in that spirit yet. We're trying to get in the Halloween spirit, but now you put a fucking Christmas movie in October, and it's even weirder to talk about because we're supposed to be talking about like spooky movies and horror films, not Christmas stuff. And it doesn't help that this also just looks really fucking cheesy and stupid, and just it's another one of those films where, you know, Emma Roberts and Luke Bracey are like, they're trying to have some sort of relationship and it's not really working out, but like they're trying to get together before Christmas, and just we've seen this done 1,000 times before. And not only is this another generic romance film on Netflix, but it's produced by one of my absolute favorites, Mick G. He's not directing it, but he does produce it. So, you know, that's always a great sign. Look, there are certain people that like these kind of movies, and that's great, but this just looks really fucking cheesy to me, and I'm not really looking forward to this much at all. And again, I don't understand why we are releasing Christmas movies in October now. November I can understand, but October, the end of October, really? We're almost to Halloween?
People will watch it, Kevin. People
We're
will watch
We're not
it.
doing that.
Oh, come on, Kevin. People want to start celebrating the holiday season.
I don't have much to say. This looks dumb.
Kevin, you know, Kevin, I just don't appreciate that. You know, I'm going off, Kevin. Listen, bro. If people want to start celebrating Christmas, then they can start celebrating Christmas. Okay?
All right.
This movie looks stupid at the end. Okay, what's next?
So Come Play is one of the only films on here that is in fact coming to theaters, along with a couple other films we talked about. And unlike, say, films like The War with Grandpa or Two Hearts, where I don't know why of all films these are the ones coming to theaters, this one I can actually see. I think this actually looks pretty good. I think it seems like a very interesting film where you have this child that clearly is on the spectrum. He doesn't really communicate with like other people in his class and things like that, and so his parents like give him this device, but then the device starts acting out, and this like creature is unleashed, and it looks like it could be really creepy, and it seems like it could be a really effective horror film for sure. The cast here is really good. Gillian Jacobs, John Gallagher Jr. You have the son from Marriage Story leading this, and I think this could definitely be a really good film. I hope it does come to theaters. I hope it does end up coming out, because I think it definitely looks like a very good horror film for sure. And again, there's a lot of releases where I'm like, why is this coming to theaters? This one I actually do want to see in theaters, so I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah, it sounds like it could be pretty good. It has, you know, a fascinating idea, I suppose. And it sort of reminds me of the Babadook and how it's based off like a short film, and now, you know, it's like an adaptation, you know, and it kind of has like a monster, you know, kind of, you know, energy to it. And you know, which is obviously cool. And yeah, so woohoo.
All right, so Spell overall. This is another VOD film that I really didn't know too much about, and unfortunately, I have to say, while there have been some that have kind of come out of nowhere that definitely do have me intrigued, this is not one of them. This looks really dumb to me, and it doesn't really seem like something that I'm all that interested in. It kind of seems at points like a self-parody, like the way Loretta Devine is acting throughout the film. It seems like it's supposed to be more of a comedy, and I don't think that's at all what they're going for. It's so obvious what's going on too, that like he ends up in this plane crash, and then he runs into this couple that has this voodoo doll that's like supposed to make him feel better, but then it starts like acting up and things like that, and it just doesn't look good at all to me. It looks really schlocky and corny, and it just doesn't seem like the kind of horror film that is really going to work much at all. Again, it seems more like a parody of horror films, which again, I don't think is what they're trying to go for here, and I'm just not really excited for this, unfortunately. I like the premise, but the execution just does not seem like it's working at all. So unfortunately, I'm not excited for this one.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound like anything that's really gonna interest me too much. Maybe it's good, but, just nothing I'm gonna watch, personally.
All right, this is the last one, and then we're done.
Oh my god!
All right, so The True Adventures of Wolf Boy, the final film we're talking about here. Thankfully, we're ending things, I think, on a really good note because this looks fantastic to me. What I really like about this film is that it's portraying this situation in a very authentic manner. It's not a horror film. It's very much a coming-of-age drama, and it's going about it in the sense where what if this was an actual thing? What if there was, a kid that had a disease that made him look like a werewolf and there was nothing that he could do to, help himself? People are ostracizing him. He has difficulty making friends. He has difficulty connecting with people, and it's kind of him trying to navigate the world and trying to overcome this and not let it define him, so to speak. And I think this just looks fantastic. I am very excited to see how this turns out. I think it's really good. The way that the film is portraying this as well as more of a coming of age film is very different from what we normally see. They could easily go in a horror type direction with it, and the fact that they're not, I think, is very interesting. The cast here as well is fantastic. Jaden Martell, Chris Mazzina, John Turturro, Chloe Sevigny, Eve Hewson, really good cast here overall. And I think this is going to be a very effective film. I think there's a lot of potential for how this could turn out. I think the way it's going to kind of get into the deformity that this character has and the way that he tries to go about it, it's one of those films that really just kind of came out of nowhere for me, but ended up becoming one of my most anticipated of the whole month for sure. I'm very excited for this one.
Yeah, no, it sounds really interesting, actually. I like the idea that, it's kind of like, a creative little spin on a story like this. And, yeah, so it sounds really cool.
All right, so now we are going to do your outro.
Wow, Captain Falk. It was fun being on yet another movie preview. Thank you very much for having me on, Mr. Falk, and I look forward to being on again at some point in the near future. And I hope everyone's doing well, including you, Mr. Falk. Y'all can find me on YouTube at Auburn Wanderer. Oh yes, and yeah. Thanks for having me on.
And we're done.